up, everybody?
We're back. Wyatt and Rice here, coming at you with a special episode.
We're always fucking back. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Joey.
And we love movies. We like watching them and we talk about them. And you probably already know this, but we're telling you again. Anyway, yeah, we do have a special episode today.
We do.
Which is great. We have some good folk in the house here.
Some distinguished guests.
Some distinguished
Welcome,
men.
gentlemen.
Thank you.
And yeah. So we're here to talk about
Fucking baboon!
We're here to talk with you guys about your film.
Yeah. So, little backstory here. We're doing a review and discussion on creation of your guys' film, The Legend of the Wendigo.
Yeah.
Correct?
Wait, hold on.
Pronunciation's important.
Wendigo, right?
Yeah.
Wendigo.
It is a Wendigo.
You're a bitch.
Oh, excuse
You
me,
can say
Mr.
Wendigo.
Devenaugh.
It
Devenaugh.
doesn't matter.
Australian, like.
What an idiot! Oh, what a loser!
It's Wendigo. Okay, I'm just so glad I was right, as I almost always am.
Even though he's not, if you go back to the other episode previous to this,
We're actually going to rename this White and Right.
Devenaugh.
Anyway,
White
you
right.
can't name it.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
I'm right as always.
Don't name it.
You can't name it that.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
we're here like this.
We're here talking about these guys' short film, Legend of the Wendigo. Let's play a clip of it.
When I was a boy, the Wendigo hunted this land. Came across the logging mill and devoured every last man on sight.
Every man with a gun to meet at the church! Now!
When we arrived, all that was left was blood and bones. Lee and I are going to bring them home.
Right.
We just played a clip of it.
Wow.
That was beautiful.
Is it on YouTube?
Hey, go to
Yeah.
the clip.
Well,
Well, there's a trailer.
Wait, no.
Yeah, but
Can you plug in like the Mac and Me?
Yeah, the Mac and Me part.
Oh yes!
Sound of the fuck's the Mac and Me.
Wait, what do you mean?
Okay,
Mac
you know
and Me,
when
the
Paul
movie.
Rudd goes on Conan and they're like, let's show a clip. And
Oh my god. That fucking thing. Gosh darn it.
Why don't you guys just introduce yourself
Yeah.
and your role with The Legend of the Wendigo?
We'll start with December Yates here. October 8th.
Oh, good one.
You got it.
Let's kick it off.
October, I'm the writer and co-director of Wendigo. But, you know, on a short film, you pretty much do it all. So we had plenty of different roles on set.
Exactly.
I'm Brady, director, co-director, and cinematographer, and cigarette smoker.
How many gallons is that hat?
Well, it's a 10-gallon hat, only holds a few quarts.
Gotcha.
But, you know.
Good to know. Good
Yeah.
to know.
Doesn't quite hold 10
Depends on the liquid.
I'm Ethan. I did AD and just everything else that needed to be done.
The right-hand man.
What is AD for everyone that doesn't know?
Assistant director.
We also call him our best boy just
Yes.
because
Best
Yeah.
boy.
it's the best title.
Associate producer.
Key grip, I think.
Ethan's just the guy in your ear when you need to do something right, and he'll tell you how to do it.
Good. Good. And how big was the team that you guys had that was working
It
on the film?
fluctuated from day to day.
Yeah.
Yes.
But typically about 8 to 10 people on crew per day.
Right.
And then on
Our
our
cast was
smallest day,
13
which was the
people.
last day, we had about 5 people on crew.
Right.
So I think that there's a number, and we'll get into all the details of it, but there's a number of things that I thought were pretty, like you guys really got after with this film, but I thought that you had a relatively large cast, which I found
It
interesting.
was huge, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
13.
yeah, for, what is it, 12 and a half minute
15,
short,
yeah.
15 minute short.
Yeah.
And it was cool that you were able to, you know, develop each character at least a little bit,
Yeah.
so that there's a reason for all of them to be there.
Yeah.
Definitely knew who the racist was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we there was like a whole part with him too, is like because of the time limit and because of production being insane, there was a relationship between those two that was like even more fleshed out on script, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it basically was like the whole like the racist like deputy gung ho, like always trying to do the thing, but then when faced with actual conflict and danger, just crumbles,
Right.
Totally.
and
Yeah.
can't deal with it and like looks to the other guy for help at always, right? He is pretty racist. But
So, as the writer, can you just give us like your elevator pitch for the description of this movie?
It's a wild ride through the 1800s. That's all I remember.
no, he
it's
said
a big
a
old
family
monster.
in the 1890s. Their boy is kidnapped, and the father and the sheriff gather up a posse of townspeople to venture into the woods to find the creature that took the boy.
Yeah, we should try that again.
We
That
should
was-
definitely try it
that
again.
elevator pitch was like several floors.
Yeah.
I'd say it's a film about what a town does to come together.
It's a
to-
coming of age
Yeah,
tale
it's
about
coming
a
of age
high
tale.
school student who
Wait, what?
becomes a Wendigo.
Oh no, it's a coming of death story. High
Wait,
school
what
student.
movie are we talking
Yeah,
about? Are we talking about 100 Proof right now?
Yeah.
Gosh, maybe you shouldn't have poured another whiskey.
So what's the so why the Legend of the Wendigo?
Well, I love westerns, and he
Yeah.
loves horror. He killed it at the last Bleeding M Film Festival,
Yeah.
and I just wanted to do another western, and we'd been kicking around the idea. My buddy Colton, who was a producer on some other films we do, he's the co-founder of Doug Ness Pictures, and he had come up with the idea a couple years ago, and we never really followed through with it until recently, and
Like they didn't develop a script,
yeah.
but they had the idea of like, oh, let's do a Wendigo movie. And me and Brady were just becoming friends after working on a movie Gold together that we made. And then we were just driving back. I think we went shooting up in the mountains one day, and we were driving back from the mountains and together in the car. And he was like, "I've always wanted to do a Wendigo movie." And then I like looked up what the Wendigo was, and I was like, "Holy fucking shit, that's dope!"
Wow.
And so we just put the context into the 1800s.
For sure.
And like to me, the 1800s and like period pieces are like, when incorporated in a horror genre, are like much more terrifying because there's no out for any character.
Yeah.
Because like there's no phone, there's no cops, there's like, I mean there's cops, but there's no way to reach anybody other than like what's going on right in front of you is happening to you, and there's no safety net.
Well,
so.
speaking of period pieces and horror integrating well, I mean, The Witch definitely is that for me, and there's parts of the Legend of the Wendigo that for me were reminiscent of The Witch.
Totally.
There's nothing I hate more in movies where like there's a lot of interactions with like modern technology, like phones and iPads. There's
and then they don't use them
because they can't use like the proprietary thing. They have to like cover it up or use a fake app. Or whatever.
Yes.
So it's always like, what are we doing?
And it's like, it's an iPhone, but they like have to like redo all the graphics to be just a little different. Like the blue's a little off. It's such a bad cop out in film, and then it creates these weird outs that they choose to leverage at certain points. When you do a period piece, like you get to just take that all out.
Exactly, and it makes it so much like more direct. Also, I think it removes the audience a little bit from like what they could like put themselves in.
Right.
So their suspension of disbelief becomes like even greater, which is like a better viewing experience in my opinion.
Totally.
When somebody's, I don't understand what this world is, so I just have to like believe what's happening. You know what I mean?
Right.
How long was the whole process for filming?
Well, filming, we filmed in like 4 days.
4 nights.
4 nights
in a row.
And but we prepped a lot. I mean, you wrote the script 6 months to 8 months before we shot it, and then
we like really like I wrote the original part of the script about 6 months before we started shooting.
Right.
And then we spent about like 2 months not doing anything, and then like 4 months, another month like honing the script down into good versions of it, focusing on the ending and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did like actual production development, getting the crew and the people in the cast like about 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
Like period, including the production.
And then it was a sprint for post-production.
Speaking of actors and the crew, did you know Tyler Roberts prior?
No, he reached out.
Oh, really?
To audition,
On Backpage, the like actor's website or whatever. We posted it on there.
Yeah.
We actually got a ton of response from there.
We actually got one from Onision.
That's right, the YouTuber. Yeah.
Oh.
He auditioned for Wendigo.
Yeah, he
and we were like, hell no, buddy.
Dude, I remember opening a
crazy.
box by Onision is one of the most terrifying things.
I don't know what this is.
Oh,
he's a YouTuber.
The most cursed YouTuber of all time.
It's been accused of some pretty bad.
He lives in like some buttfuck nowhere Washington
That's
town.
so crazy that he
reached out to us.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, dude, watch How to Open a Box by Onision.
I will.
It's terrifying.
I don't know if I want to.
He's like, this time we're gonna use a sword. And then he busts out a sword. And he's like pouring water on like a box and like rolling in it and shit. Onision, if you see this, stop doing what you're doing.
Yeah, in your personal life too.
Yeah.
You probably want to cut this whole section.
So I've been curious about this October, and for all of you, like, tell us about Doug Ness.
Yeah.
And
I talked to him about that.
Yeah.
So
I'm late to the game on that.
my buddy Colton moved here from Alaska a couple years ago when we were still in high school, sophomores, I think, in high school, and
that was more than a couple years ago at this point.
That's true. I forgot I graduated 2 years ago, so 4 years ago. He moved here, and he wanted to do kind of a cattle call to bring all of the local filmmakers together because he, wanted to see what it was like and see if we could start making stuff. And it started as a big group, and obviously as that kind of thing goes, it dwindled down and down until it was just us two. And we didn't have a name for it at the beginning. There was a guy there who... he claimed that his name was Doug Ness, and everybody knew his name wasn't Doug Ness. So it's not even a funny origin story at all. It's just some guy pretending his name was Doug Ness, and we just went with it, and we're like, whatever. And then that disbanded, and I was like, you know what, let's call it Doug Ness Pictures, since we always seem to make a character named Doug Ness just for fun in all of our movies.
Really?
So let's just do it, and then make up a fake backstory about this fake guy who founded our film studio. Yeah. So Doug Ness is the one who takes a leak on the tree.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, for sure.
That's his character name. Doug Ness.
His character arc was driven by the need to pee.
Yeah.
And that's what we put in the casting call.
Yeah, we did. It was in the casting call. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's perfect.
Holy shit.
But that guy who played him was Hal Hawker, and he's like one of our favorite dudes. He was in our movie Gold, and he's just a wild man. And
he's awesome.
He's awesome.
We got a few people drunk on set.
Oh yeah.
He had his trailer on set with just a bunch of whiskey in it.
He's a whiskey connoisseur.
That's awesome.
So he showed up to a 4-day shoot with a...
Well, he's the only one that has an authentic accent. He's from Kentucky, so it's like perfect to cast him in a Western because he doesn't have to fake it.
Oh, that's
and he's got that beautiful...
The mustache,
Goals.
Yeah.
You can do it. I don't think I can, dude.
Come
I think it goes like plateaus.
Can you get extensions for your mustache? Is that possible?
It's 2020, baby.
Long extensions?
Dude.
Yeah.
I like it.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
I think that's a business.
I just got rid of mine.
Turn the camera.
Then you can have a mustache.
Nah, I'm keeping this baby face.
I think you'd look good with the John Waters, man. Like a really thin, like...
Right. No, it's just... Well, I'll draw it in.
Cab Calloway.
Like a header ass. So, where do you guys get all the costumes and stuff for this?
My apartment.
Yeah, I mean, the costumes, the wardrobe, the effects, like, you guys have nailed that.
Thank you. I mean, I'm from Montana, and I just, I don't know, I didn't used to be this obsessed with the aesthetic, the Western aesthetic, until we started making Westerns, and it just... I don't know. It felt like I was bringing a part of my past here and helping to share it with everybody. Because I mean, nobody's making westerns in Washington or
I've never not wanted to be a cowboy.
It's the best, right?
Yeah.
So
badass.
I don't know. And then every time we do a western, I buy all the costumes and I keep them afterwards. So now I've got a full-on production house for westerns in my apartment.
That's awesome.
We also ordered off of this website, Historical Emporium or whatever.
Yeah, Emporium. Yeah.
So like, if you notice, like everybody in the movie's wearing the same undershirt. Which is like...
the shirts are actually from a Civil War reenactment website.
Right. Yeah.
So and
that's
it's like
that is
good.
Yeah.
So what we did is we kind of like dirtied them up and we dunked them in coffee, and then like used brown paint to make them look like that, and then blood. And
the hats are, I mean,
the hats are all from his.
This is the hat that Sheriff Lee wears. I curled it up a little bit just to give it some flair, but the hat that Danny, the racist character, wears, that hat is from 1890, and it's a coachman's top hat. So
Yeah.
back in the day, they would have the coachman would wear a smaller top hat because they didn't want to have a bigger top hat than the guy they were giving a ride, right?
Yeah.
It's like a dick measuring contest for hats back then.
Yeah.
And the bowler that Doyle wears, which is the prisoner, the drunk guy. That's a 100-year-old bowler hat. I mean, most of the hats in there are over 100 years old.
That's nuts.
That's so cool. Wow, legit hats. So, in terms of the practical effects and the monster creation, talk us through
Monster
that
was
process.
great.
Chris Carroll.
Chris
Carroll is the queen of horror.
Chris Carroll did the vampire for my last film that we watched.
Yes, which was fire.
She's just like known as like if you need a monster or effects in your movie, like go to her because she's actually like in her like daily job, she's a nurse or like a surgeon's assistant.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of gross.
Well, she
those are actual intestines.
She like legit knows
sure.
what the body looks like.
Yes.
And recreates it.
That's perfect.
That's so wild. So her influence comes from like watching real surgeries.
Right.
Totally.
Exactly.
Woo!
Yeah, she's just really into horror and like loves making weird, creepy shit in costumes.
Her garage is quite the museum.
It's nuts.
Wild.
Project.
Did you guys eat the hot dogs after?
The hot dogs.
The hot dogs.
Were there any hot dogs?
There were no hot dogs.
What was
they were. It was pantyhose filled with crap. I don't know what.
What are you talking about?
the intestines and guts and stuff.
Oh,
it looked like hot dogs.
It's latex
that's
covered like foam tubes.
Oh,
yeah. You guys did a killer job with the practical effects.
Honestly, she did all of it.
She did all of it.
She did that.
I mean, we talked about what we wanted it to look like, and she kind of blended all of the things we liked into like one. I mean, the thing was 10 feet tall.
I mean,
it was
that's
crazy.
the thing. We were always, we were like, look, when you look up Wendigo, there's thousands of different versions of the Wendigo, and we were like, you know what? We just want to make sure that the antlers are there because everybody knows the antlers. We want to make sure that it's it's big and scary, and she kind of just took that and looked at all different examples and then made.
So there was a guy in the suit the whole time, on stilts, the whole movie.
Yeah, stilts too. That's nuts.
And we had to have like handlers and stuff with him, and it was like, I mean, he was cumbersome, dude, but it was like
We had to catch him. That shot where he's running towards the camera as the flashes are going on.
Gunfire.
We had to all catch him before he fell over.
Yeah, at the
end of the take. Yeah. Like I got behind my out from behind my camera and lifted his legs.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was fun. It was really
those
fun.
were those effects and costumes were awesome.
Thank you.
And then the
definitely
rest,
sold the movie right there.
We did some VFX to like spice it up. There was only a few VFX in there, but when we did do it, it was like for a good reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like with the fire and stuff.
But,
that's the ending. I will say, we have kind of agreed that it's kind of a little like I mean, we didn't know how hard it was going to be. We had scenes where he was supposed to be running from tree to tree, like doing all this stuff. And I mean, he couldn't even
stilts in the forest.
He couldn't even run on pavement.
Well, no, that's not true. When we were practicing, because he spent like a month like doing leg workouts.
That's true.
And we would go out,
yeah.
and he would just breeze by on these fields like behind Chris's house.
Oh, really?
But then like in the dark, potholes, like thick brush, because we were shooting in the middle of the woods in concrete. Right. It was like the densest forest like you never find in
It was like branches and stuff.
And we had to like cut trails and stuff for like to build.
We were cutting down
set
the twig loop.
The twig loop.
I don't even think it shows in the movie how expansive that was, but the Wendigo.
We have a drone shot of it. We should drop that drone shot of it.
We should. We spent while we were
an
shooting the film
2 afternoons.
We had an entire group of people building this giant igloo out of twigs.
Yeah,
and we
for
were
the monster being
totally.
I was using a chainsaw cutting down trees, and we were just putting this together as we're trying to prepare for the next shot, and then we finally got it done, and it just looked so cool.
They still have it up at their house.
Oh, really? They left it there?
It's still up there?
Yeah, whose place was this? How did you get,
Some friends from high school, his parents have a cabin up in concrete, and they're the nicest people ever, the Daniels.
Yeah, it was awesome. They're so kind.
The Danielsons.
25 people at their house, like,
really?
Didn't even know until like a week before.
Yeah, really
like,
nice.
just
really
amazing
nice.
people.
And there was they have a young daughter, and she was
having
a great time. She
so
wanted to keep up the cemetery and the twig loop.
She played in the graveyard. Yeah.
Was she scared of the Wendigo?
No, dude, she wasn't scared of anything.
No,
like
she
not
would
a
have been
thing.
like,
My brother plays Emmett, actually, and he was scared of the Wendigo.
Yeah.
Scary. It was great. Right when I saw it, I was like, damn. All right. They mean business.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Well, that's really awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's really cool. Do you guys have any like future projects in mind?
Totally.
We're trying to narrow them down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, how do you narrow them down?
Yeah.
Always stay to a certain length of film? Do you guys always do the scripts?
Basically the way it works for us is like we bullshit around and smoke weed and talk about movies like all day long, and then eventually one idea sticks and we keep talking about it, and then one of us kind of bolts to write a script about it, or not even bolts, but just whoever writes the script like gets the lead credit on the film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
And so we all kind of have one right now, and
I think
we're kind of planning out our year to like be able to do most of them as shorts, but I think we all agree this is kind of our last year doing short films, and we want to do a feature because it's actually sellable.
Totally.
You know?
Right.
Yeah, well, our whole kind of platform that we have been on for a while is that we do short films that have a lot of production value, so that way, that's how we can afford to do it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we spend all this money for just a short amount of time, but then we're thinking, short films are great and you learn a lot while doing them, but if we want to really get somewhere, we need to make a feature. And I need to, I love doing period pieces. I feel like I don't want to do a film set in modern times.
Yeah. Dude, Laura Ingalls and the Chupacabra, baby.
Why not, right? Why not do something else?
Yeah.
Western stuff
I just
like
feel
that,
like, like when it's like animated films. Like when you look at an animated film, everything in there is there for a reason. Like there was no accidents. And obviously there's accidents in period pieces. Yeah, lots of accidents. But I like to think that we had a lot more people dedicating their time to make sure that it looked believable.
Yeah,
and that's part of it.
I feel like also, like it's hard to go wrong with Westerns, especially. It's like, all right, what makes a good Western? We'll have a badass main character, and I mean, you can have him do whatever, but
Well, it's funny when you track the movie. Sorry to interrupt, but
no.
when you track the film, it's like the main character from start to end kind of ends up being the sheriff,
Yeah.
less so than the dad.
Totally.
Which kind of was like a script issue on my part, but we love Sheriff Lee for that reason. Like that dude crushes it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of funny to see like who became like the star of the show almost.
What are you guys' favorite Westerns?
Stagecoach, Tombstone, Once Upon a Time in the West, How the West Was Won, all of the Dollars trilogy, John Wayne movies.
He watches them all.
I watched The Rifleman, even the TV show.
I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah, it's not good.
I think my two favorites right now are Hanny Calder, which is the one with Raquel Welch.
Yeah, it's a dope movie. I haven't seen it, but her husband was murdered and she was raped by some bandits. Yeah. And then she goes out to this old gunslinger's ranch, and he teaches her how to shoot, and then she goes out for revenge. It's very Tarantino.
I just watched Hostels.
Oh, Hostels! The opening to that movie?
This guy showed me the opening to that, and I was like,
it's unbelievable,
what the
dude.
fuck
It's crazy.
It is such a good movie,
well,
though.
on that level, how about Bone Tomahawk?
We watched that for preparation for Wendigo.
Dude,
that
Bone
movie.
Tomahawk, how about
they
split
when
that
they
fucking
split him
guy
in
in half?
That was
you guys
insane.
know the Kurt Russell rule?
Dude,
it was
that.
You guys know the Kurt Russell
Bone
rule?
Tomahawk?
Yeah, in Bone Tomahawk?
No, the Kurt Russell rule.
No. What is it?
It's Kurt Russell rules. I mean, he's
every
fucking...
exactly.
Yeah.
He is great. He's got this... Yeah, he's got everything.
Yeah.
He's got the hair and the stash.
Kurt Russell has...
You can have him as a planet in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, dude.
That's true.
As the bounty hunter in fucking
he's
Quentin
the
Tarantino's...
He's major integrity with that guy, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bone Tomahawk, I don't know if it's necessarily a Western.
Yeah.
It's definitely in the period, but it's not... If you haven't seen Bone Tomahawk, you gotta watch it, dude. It's one of the most savage fucking movies.
Crazy.
The effects
Honestly, to be honest, most of the build up and then the character development was trash to me, in my opinion. But the at the end in the cave with the people,
the whole last 15-20 minutes
was awesome.
Yeah,
that's what it should have been. It should have been a short film.
About a Western with a time traveling cowboy. Something like Cowboys and Aliens,
Back
right?
to the Future 3.
Cowboys and Aliens.
Back to the Future 3.
But better, you know?
Well,
Oh yeah, Back to the Future 3.
That's what it was.
I actually just saw Back to the Future 3.
Oh, dude.
That's okay.
It's on Netflix and it's not good. 2 was fine.
Yo, I like that.
I mean, they used model trains and stuff, and I'm totally down for that.
Yeah,
I mean,
miniatures
too much
are sick.
CGI in movies these days.
Yeah.
So unnecessary.
I mean, that's what I don't like about
Go
Marvel
back to
movies.
practical.
Yeah. But it's also...
I can see that, but they're comic books, right?
That's true.
But, another good example is like the new Aliens, Alien Covenant, shit like that.
Like, I don't
Go
like
back
that.
to practical
Yeah,
effects.
practical effects.
Ridley Scott, or
Like,
die
did you see-
and give it up to someone else.
Exactly.
Did you see The Void? We watched it at Dylan's house.
The Void.
With Devin.
Insane.
Dude,
It's
yeah.
all practical.
Insane.
And it's...
The Void
nuts.
is gnarly.
It's like the Thing, like, on fucking...
It's the
crap.
POV
Really?
crazy shit.
Crazy, yeah.
But then, and then you watch movies with the cinematic, magnitude of Blade Runner,
Yeah.
and it's like, yes,
Yeah.
practical effects
Yeah.
can be done on that scale.
Yeah. Well, I think,
That's
everybody who uses, like, really good practical also has a little bit of CG.
Well, you have to
for,
have that
like,
good combo.
world texture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah.
Perfect combination.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
No,
but
it's got to be something
you can't
like that.
rely so much on CGI, I mean, it just...
There's like a method
takes
that
you
we've
away.
been meaning to try for a long time, and I think my friend Eddie, who is the cinematographer on Exposure, is like going to work on it for his sci-fi picture, but it's basically like green screening a window in a room, so you shoot the scene in the room, and you can make the room, like dress the room up like a little more
And then
techy,
the world building is just right
and
there.
then you throw
Right.
a green
Yeah.
screen up, and then you add the like textures for the like city to like go out the window. And then so you don't actually have to have them like in the world like interacting with CG elements, because that's like super hard to pull off out like, with low budget or like without like a giant green screen room. But it gives you like the sense of something happening out in the world, and then they're like communicating about it.
There's also like on that note, there's so many like online sources now for just buying those textures.
Totally.
It's ridiculous,
Oh, yeah.
dude. Like a planetary pan with a lens flare, or like a large
Envato element.
Yeah, dude, Envato elements. I see that shit on my
all the
Instagram
time.
all the time.
Yes. I use it for
We
work
use it
every day.
It's honestly
They
like
look
one of
dope.
the best. It's one of
They
the
look
best.
dope, and every time I see it, I'm like, is this trash or not? And one day I went on their website, and I was like, oh, these are dope.
Well,
Yeah.
if you sign up for a subscription with Envato, you get all the sounds,
Unlimited.
all
Really?
the stock footage, all the photos, all the
Right on.
templates.
All right, Envato, we're plugging you.
Yeah. I used to do motion array, but you guys charge way more.
Yeah.
So
No, but we used Envato for like probably like 50% of the sound design in Wendigo. 60.
yeah, well, I think that's part of the.
It is an issue.
Part
at
of the
some
issue
point,
is that we kind of just dropped in sounds and
without mixing them into like
Right.
like 3D space.
Audio is tough.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah,
hard.
like because it's like doing that surround sound, like 7.1. Is that what you're mixing in?
I
No.
don't even know.
Okay.
So here's
No
the
idea.
thing. We I guess we forgot to include in our credit, but we were also the editors of the movie
That's
as well.
true.
Gotcha.
We just
Like,
didn't
we
want
do
to put our names on
everything.
there.
So you did all the post was you guys.
Like when we called it a film by Brady McKay and Artur Yates, that's because we handled each aspect of the film. But credit-wise, yeah, we did a lot of stuff. But the editing was like a whole nother fucking like.
It
and
was.
you guys were doing boom mics for everything.
Yeah, we had a
We
boom.
had a couple
lavs.
labs.
We had a couple
Okay.
lavs, but they weren't running, and
Yeah.
You could tell that the lavs were used. In
it was
the
hard to
scene
mix the two
Where
together.
the sheriff shows
What are
up.
the lavs?
It's the little clip.
lavs.
Oh,
Clip-on
Yeah.
mics.
We use those under the costumes for the scene when
Yeah.
Sheriff Lee comes into the barn and checks out the blood, and you can tell that it's kind of muffled in that scene.
We got a lot of points knocked off for
We
that
did
scene.
a lot of ADR though, and
Yeah,
I'm proud of
cool.
it. So you can't really tell some of it.
At the end, the monologue, I
That
don't
whole
wanna
end scene,
necessarily
yeah.
spoil it, but the monologue at the end was all ADR.
Yeah.
So we shot the audio after the fact,
Yeah,
laid it all in there, and
which is a
it looked pretty good.
It's so hard.
It's
we
so
actually did
hard.
it at the rap party. While everyone was getting
Really?
drunk, we
So
one
in
by
the-
one took
in
them
the
upstairs
back-
and had to
Yeah.
do ADR for the film, go back downstairs, get drunk.
When
again.
I
Did we mention
Yeah, we
the,
did do that,
the flamethrower at all?
No, no,
Did we?
no, no, no,
we're not
no,
gonna
no,
do
no,
that.
no,
Let's not talk about the flamethrower.
Anybody order fried sauerkraut?
the little shit.
Well,
I do want to talk about before I forget though. My boss Dominic Petrozelli is
That's true.
the man who helped us make this possible. He gave us the funding for this, and
Everybody got that?
he was there on set most
dope.
of the days, and he
Yeah.
was doing a lot of work for us. And
Yeah, he helped out on set.
He's funded my last 2 films.
Pretty good.
He believes in me. You
That's
know,
rad.
That's
I really
cool.
like that. Yeah.
Dominic, like Brady said, he's Brady's boss, but he's always like believed in the fact that Brady will make something of himself someday in the film industry, and has always like been willing to give some funds to Brady and grow. And so it was great that we could get that same funding on like a communal project.
Yeah, and
like Wendigo, and he still dropped us some cash to get it done, and I mean we stretched that dollar as far as we fucking could,
right
so,
to the end.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right, we had to throw a little bit on top for extra stuff, but it wasn't bad.
Oh my gosh, my life is a lie.
What were you saying about
Take 2 from the top?
need reparations? That's weird that you said that.
Okay, so
me. I should be asking you that.
Technical difficulties.
So let's hop into just some of your guys' favorite works from either 2019 or the amount of 2020 we've had so far.
Okay, you first.
Me first. Lighthouse was very good.
Yes. Yes.
I did like Midsummer too. I saw the extended cut, the director's cut.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, they added a couple nighttime scenes, which kind of explain stuff that happens later.
Right
It
on.
was very good, but it's another
I love
really
that
good movie.
Ari Aster's dope.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
Freaking awesome.
I'd say Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I mean, I love Tarantino. Like,
Yeah, me too.
his stuff, he can't do anything wrong. In
I
my
know, he
opinion.
can't.
He's perfect.
I know.
So,
Yeah.
that movie is great. That's all I gotta say. Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Love Lighthouse.
Yep.
Man, what was the one?
Marriage Story.
Yeah, I mean, Marriage Story was definitely, like I was saying earlier, the micro-narrative type thing.
Yeah, you liked 8th Grade. And by Bo Burnham. And then he's acting in a new movie coming out that looks really funny.
Really?
Yeah, dude, Bo Burnham's like pulling a Key and Peele where he's like
very good.
jumping into Hollywood real hard.
Yeah.
Which is
That's
dope.
impressive. I mean, because when Vine died, most of those people kind of just stopped.
So
He's not a Viner.
No, dude,
He was a Viner.
He totally, but he was a YouTuber before Viner.
Okay.
So one of our buddies here, Henry, his sister Miel was a huge Viner, and she was dating Smosh for 4 years.
Whoa! Wait,
Yeah.
which one? Anthony or
Anthony? Yeah.
Whoa!
And Anthony is
who's?
he's
smart.
What?
Yeah.
We'll check out his Instagram after this, dude.
I thought he
It's
was
insane.
I thought he was looking nice.
He's like 2 degrees above Onision. Let's just
No! No, above?
No way.
I thought only Satan could be above Onision.
Well, I mean, a well-known YouTuber essentially is on par.
That's true.
But yeah,
You guys have some homework. You gotta see Jojo Rabbit.
Yes.
I'm gonna watch it.
Jojo Rabbit's a good
Oh,
one.
I forgot to say, Bad Times at the El Royale. Have you guys
Oh,
That was a
dude,
good
that was a
one.
cool movie.
That movie was so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The opening scene, just like, what was it, like a 5-minute wide shot of the guy's hotel room?
Yeah.
That was
better
great
than I
opener.
expected.
I loved it.
I had very low expectations for that movie. I don't know why, but
I didn't.
It was dope.
Is that, that's, who is it? Jeff, I'm an idiot. What's his name? Jeff who?
I don't
Yeah.
The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jeff
yeah.
Bridges.
Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, the dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
The
You
dude.
guys watched? You guys did a review on Color Out of Space.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
So I
Sorry.
read that
Oh, I
short
forgot
story like
fucking-
2 years ago. The like I don't know. It's just like a weird short story. What
Yeah,
did you
the
guys think
H.P.
of the movie?
Lovecraft.
Yes,
I can't wait to read the story.
The movie's amazing. I think you would really like Richard Stanley if you haven't seen any of his other movies. He made that, and he is a trippy motherfucker. And you watch Color Out of Space, and you're like, oh yeah, this.
It was one of the best Nick Cage performances
Yeah.
of him just being Nick Cage,
Nick Cage, yeah.
that we've seen in a while.
Well, I mean, I love Nick Cage. 'Cause
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
just so like you
Yeah.
know.
This is one of those things where you're like, should I laugh? I feel like I
Yeah.
should laugh. I feel like I shouldn't laugh because
Yeah.
it's very serious right now.
It's
It's Nick
serious,
Cage,
yeah.
you know?
Nick Cage himself is a timepiece.
Oh yeah.
He harkens back to the 90s in
Oh, my
every
gosh.
way
You
that
ever
he
see
is.
Snake
you know?
Eyes?
Yes,
Oh
dude.
my gosh, it's so good.
It's
It's like
or even
perfect
like
Nick Cage.
Wicker Man.
Yes.
Not the bees! You bitch!
Yeah. And he's always walking around like he doesn't know what's going on. He's
He
just
doesn't.
like, what's going on here?
Yeah. Well, and especially in Color Out of Space, like he says stuff,
Yeah.
and there's always a moment of hesitation in the actors around him because it feels like he's literally just saying shit that's within the story, but not script.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I was
wait.
curious because I mean when I read the short story, it's like it's very surreal and it's
Super
very
surreal.
like
Yeah.
it just like you're like it's one of those things where you can't grasp onto it very.
Yes.
And visually, I was wondering how they did that.
Massive, dude.
Shouts out, sorry, but I remembered my other movie of the year, which was Dolomite.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
My Name's Dolomite.
I wanna-
That movie's
that-
so
that's-
freaking
Was that
good.
Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy
Yes.
returns.
Yeah.
I'm so happy about it.
Yeah,
and
Eddie
Coming to
Murphy
America
slaps.
2 is coming out this year.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude.
Whoa.
That'll be solid.
So it's gonna be amazing.
Wait, okay.
How about
I
Last
wanna-
Black Man in San Francisco? Good movie.
Yeah.
That was
What's
definitely.
What's it called?
Actually, one of my friends was in that.
Really?
Yeah. Guy
Really?
from high school who I tried to cast in a play one time.
Really?
But he couldn't do it. But anyway, he was like the skateboard kid at the school, and he's like the stunt double skateboarder in the movie.
No shit.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
What I really like about Dolomite is that, I mean,
It's a movie
it's
about
a goofy
making
movie,
movies.
but it's a movie about what we like. It inspired me not only like who's the guy who wears the hockey jerseys and is in Jay and Silent Bob?
Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah, Kevin Smith. He does the same thing. He four walls all his movies. So like
Yeah.
you make a movie and then you set it up like a tour, like a comedy tour or like a band.
Yeah.
Go to all the theaters across the country. Pay out of pocket for the theater rental, and then just collect the money at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, that is such a good.
Well,
I feel
and
like that's
the
such
way
a great way to
the
do it.
production was
Yeah.
like shown in the film of like just the chaos and like a small production could
Right.
be.
And Dolomite talked
Well,
about
it's
that.
just
Blew
such a-
up and it
It's
was
such
yeah.
a celebration of like the love that people have for making films.
Yeah.
And
Like,
you
and that's
yeah.
one of the things that I think we all
I love that film.
share is like just the process of making a movie. No matter what, like if it turns out good,
Yeah.
if it if we
doesn't,
have
yeah,
enough
whatever.
budget for it,
You're with
it's
the
just
people
like
that you love being around. And
Yeah,
it's
you're
relaxed.
just like making
Yeah.
the movie and like
Yeah.
you're go, but it's like you're tired, exhausted.
That's why
Well,
Super 8
but
is
it's
such a
so
great
much fun.
movie, in my opinion.
Dude, yeah,
It's
Super 8 was
Because
cool.
they're sneaking around doing stuff they're not supposed to be doing, filming
Yeah.
in places they're not supposed to be filming,
Yeah.
and it's like that's what we do,
Yeah.
you know.
Mhm.
I remember watching Super 8 and being like, "Whoa, you see a lot more of the monster than
Yeah.
more than I expected
Right.
to see,"
Right.
Yeah.
which was kind of tight.
Yeah.
So, what are some inspirations, whether it's a movie or a studio or directors, like
Right.
any of you guys like interested in specific works out there?
Well, Paul Thomas Anderson's like my man, dude.
Right on.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I don't make movies like he does.
Yeah.
But every time I've seen one of his movies, I'm like, wow, like
Yeah.
this guy just built this world and everything in it is believable. Also, recently I've been really into movies by Tom Ford.
Tom Ford.
Tom Ford's the designer, right?
Yeah,
Tom
yeah.
Ford,
What-
but he did Nocturnal Animals.
I
still haven't seen that.
And
That
A
movie
Single
was cool.
Man.
Damn.
And
Yeah.
that shit is some of the best thrillers ever.
I need to see now.
Like,
Yeah.
I was looking for that the other day. I couldn't remember the
I mean,
name.
he just
though.
started writing movies after like making fucking purses and jeans.
Yeah.
It was
That's
crazy.
Damn.
So he's awesome.
Yeah.
So I really like movies like that. But yeah, like been super inspired by that stuff, but haven't quite like gotten to execute on that level yet. So
Mhm.
I got a few things in development that are like more that speed.
Right on.
Yeah.
I'd say for me, these guys know my favorite movie maker of all time has got to be John Ford.
Yeah.
He is the man who made John Wayne famous.
Oh,
in the
really?
in the movie Stagecoach,
Dude, we went and saw Stagecoach.
We saw
like
Stagecoach.
The original, what was it, an original print?
it
of
was a
the-
35 millimeter
35
print
millimeter,
that Whatcom
yeah.
Community College had saved since they got it initially when the movie came out, I think, and they were like, this film's been accidentally burned so many times that we call it the Whatcom Community College cut because there's so many different edits in it where we had to
Yeah.
splice the film where it was burned and stuff.
Wow.
But it was the coolest experience ever, and like, I'm working on a show that I want to do in the style of those 40s and 50s style
Like
Western noirs, black and white.
Remember in Once Upon a Time they had the show that Dalton was shooting?
Yes.
Exactly, and
It's
that's
like that.
The Rifleman
Love
is
it.
my favorite show like that, and it's just about the cowboy with the good morals comes in and kind of he has a son. His son is like always asking these questions, and he's always telling him about how a man should be and how
Right.
And so I wanted to do something like that, but then get it from have it adapt to a modern audience to where it cuts back and forth between that black and white 4x3 into a widescreen spaghetti western,
For sure.
So John Ford definitely, like back when those cowboys were real cowboys, they were really lassoing people. They were really in Stagecoach. When the Native Americans come over the ridge and they start shooting at the stagecoach, they got stuntmen jumping from horses, underneath the horses on the stagecoach, jumping from horse to horse. It's just nuts.
I mean, practical effects is the next level.
Yeah. I mean, I have so much respect for stuntmen and for anybody that can help. Do it for real.
I've listened to a couple interviews with Brad Pitt recently, and Brad Pitt is on like this part of his like career where he's like getting older and realizing it, and he talks about stuntmen so much. And part of it is also because of his role in
right. I mean, that probably opened the
because he had stuntmen doing stunt work for his stuntman role.
Right.
It's kind of the irony. But like those.
I mean, can we all agree he looked insane with this shirt off?
He was jacked.
Like, what the?
Oh yeah,
I was took his shirt off for all. I had to fan myself a little bit. I'm pretty straight.
What's going on?
Is that like on the roof?
Yes.
It's just like
everybody in the audience is like.
I think I let out an audible.
When everyone's talking about the end, like the last 3 minutes being the best part, it's actually just that part.
Well, what did you think? Actually, I want to get your guys' opinion on who was was it Jackie Chan?
Bruce Lee. So I don't think that you can talk on this number.
Okay, wait, let me start that over. Excuse me. Wait. I need to start that over so it doesn't sound like I mixed up the Asian actors' names. Okay, so I want to get you guys' opinions.
He said Jackie Chan.
God damn it! I want to get your opinions on Bruce Lee. The Bruce Lee.
Specifically yours, Dylan.
Yes.
So here's an interesting thing about my reaction as someone who's Asian American in terms of like everything that's happening in the media these days is that I didn't have a reaction until I saw the media's reaction.
You read it on aid.org and you're all like,
and then I was like, oh, like people are calling this problematic. Now, my one problem with it is I was just like, it's unrealistic that Bruce Lee would be able to take a beating like that because Bruce Lee was legitimately a fucking crazy martial artist.
Right, no, yeah.
So my problem was like, as a martial artist, there's no way that Brad Pitt would Brad Pitt's character would saunter onto a set and then just hand Bruce Lee his ass.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like saying all this shit about Asians and how they're portrayed in film, and I'm like, go fuck yourself, dude. Well, go watch Crazy Rich Asians and have a good time.
The thing about that scene that I feel like I thought it was obvious, but I guess I don't hear a lot of people talking about is that it's a fantasy.
Yeah.
It's what he imagines Bruce Lee to be like because of all the rumors he hears. So it's his version of Bruce Lee in his head.
In the scene, he's just standing in front of the trailer door and he thinks about what would happen
and then it cuts
if
back
he
to him
went
on
the set and then he leaves.
Yeah. And he goes,
no shit.
No, but that actually happened.
I don't think it did.
Yeah, he was on the roof because he was remembering back and then having the difficulty of being one of the stunt guys on set.
I thought he was imagining it.
No, he was on the roof and it goes back into the flashback. And then in there, it goes into everything that happened and he goes, oh, that makes sense. That's why I'm not allowed on the sets. Or
I think he was thinking about what he would do.
I thought it was a
No, that's what actually happened.
See, my theory,
trust me.
Listen,
trust me.
We gotta rewatch it right now.
I have it.
Okay.
So here, let's listen to this theory.
Okay, so they set up the whole flash forward, I don't know, flashback, whatever you want to call it, where he goes into he's like, oh, this could happen.
Yeah.
I think there's another flash forward and the rest of the movie after he walks into that, like, the house to see the guy laying there in the bed.
Oh, right.
After that's it's just all in his head.
Oh, interesting. What's the guy, old George or something?
Oh, George.
Yeah.
When he goes
well, so he has that flash forward. Okay, if we can call the flash forward where he beats the shit out of Bruce Lee.
Right.
Yeah, like after that.
That was a flashback.
That was a flash forward. After that, he goes to. So we established the idea that he can have these flash forwards.
Yeah.
And then it ends with the
most insane
a flamethrower into a swimming pool.
Amazing. So good.
No, I don't know. I mean, it just like when I first watched it, I was like, oh, they're not going to take this well because Bruce Lee is an American icon.
See, the thing is, though, I loved it because it's a fucking movie.
Yeah.
Right, that's
And
why
so everyone knows that's not a good portrayal of Bruce Lee.
Right, Tarantino movies are over
It's
the top for a
blatantly
reason.
obvious.
Yeah.
So when something is so obvious, the intelligent people go, oh, yeah, that's not Bruce Lee. But this is a movie. This is going to be funny.
Yeah.
That was funny. That's it.
Not
Like,
to mention, like, the other Hollywood celebrities portrayed in the movie. They're all
ridiculous.
characters.
They're all caricatures.
Like,
yes, exactly.
Way over the exaggerated.
Exactly.
But no one
it's just a movie.
went crazy about that.
People are fucking
It's
selective.
just like
yeah,
what
when they-
Taika Waititi did. He goes, okay, man, World War II is horrible. What if we did a story about a little kid in Nazi Germany growing up World War II with World War II?
Yeah, it's
Nazi
Nazis.
Germany.
Oh yeah,
World
yeah.
War
Right.
II. What if we did this, and then his
That's
imaginary friend was Hitler? I mean, it's the same concept. It's like, well, what if, we all know who Bruce Lee is, he's amazing, blah, 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 but what if he was just cocky, egotistical, and he was a little bitch? Ha ha ha, funny. Boom, movie. Yeah, done.
To speak to Jojo Rabbit just for a second, there was an interview I watched with Scarlett, and she was talking about how awkward it was when because Taika Waititi directed Jojo Rabbit. It was on set he's literally dressed up as Hitler, screaming at people and like pontificating.
That's funny.
And he had to like catch himself and was like, "Fuck, I'm sorry, hold on."
I'm not Hitler.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, take the mustache off. No, you
off.
gotta carry a bowler hat around so he can be Charlie Chaplin.
There you go. That's such a
Charlie Chaplin in an SS uniform.
Yeah. He did that once.
And that guy's commitment to character is unbelievable because it was hard for him. It was really difficult for him to like have that role.
Yeah.
Well, directing and acting is insane.
That's tough
anyway.
as it is. Yeah. Tough as it is. Cool. Do you guys want to give a shout out or
Let's do some plugs.
do a plug for who
do the
you are,
plugs
what
again.
you do?
Let's plug it.
Round 2 of the plugs.
Right.
Facebook, we got Doug Ness Pictures. That's where
Doug Ness Pictures on all platforms.
On all
we got
all
Facebook,
platforms.
Instagram, IMDb.
No Twitter. No Twitter.
Well,
We don't
we'll
do
put them up
Twitter.
right here. Or
And
right here.
the biggest
Or over
plug
there.
we got
Right here.
is March 20th. We are doing a
Pickford
triple
Theater.
Well, hold on. Let's start over. We gotta
At
not.
the Pickford Theater.
March 20th.
Follow me
At
on
the Pickford
Instagram.
Theater.
I just take pictures of my knee.
That's true.
That's true. Ethan Bentley on Instagram. Ladies, hit him up.
We're doing okay. Now we gotta do it for real. Okay, so March 20th we're
At
playing.
the Pickford Theater.
You
God! You know what? Give me this.
I'm out of here.
All right. The Pickford Theater, March 20th, and let's see, what else?
We're gonna play some movies for you.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, 8 o'clock, yeah.
What are you showing?
A couple of movies.
Scorched Earth, 100 Proof,
Scorched Earth, Hunter Proof, and Legend of Wendigo.
Yeah, we got a moonshine movie, we got a World War II movie, and we got a horror western.
There you go.
All
Right
in one
on.
night.
All in one night.
It's a lot of content.
It's a big drop.
Yep.
We're taking up an hour to.
There might be an after party. Who knows?
Good.
There's
there will be.
definitely gonna be an after.
We'll bring the White and Rice will bring the after party.
That sounds good to me.
Please.
We're so happy to have these guys here. This was awesome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having
at
us.
WNR Studios, which is Joey's apartment in the middle
It's
of
amazing.
shithole
Fucking
Portland.
right.
I mean,
Hopefully the camera.
we had a
still
green
recording.
room. It was great.
Let us know what you think about us doing this kind of style. We're looking forward to doing this again. Not with these friggin' chavs, but you know. At any rate, follow us, like us, subscribe to us, whatever the hell you gotta do. Let us know what you think. And until next time, until we're back again, see you the fuck later.
Yeah.
Are we done finally?
That was hilarious.
Oh,